Today, I'd like to welcome Geraldine Barkworth to the Anxiety Experts Showcase series. And first, I'm going to introduce Geraldine so you all will get to know her right away, and then I'll move into asking the question about anxiety and fear. Geraldine Barkworth is an Australian public speaking coach who specializes in working with avoidant, fearful, nervous speakers. Yes, the delightful end of the communication spectrum. Delightful because Geraldine herself is a long-term anxiety sufferer. She well understands the nuances of irrational fear and grossly awkward moments in the eternal quest for a simple life of meaning, purpose, and peace. Geraldine's coaching and training business, Goddess of Public Speaking, works not only with the mind, but with the body and emotions to re-embody the ancient art of speaking in public. These days, Geraldine works mostly online, one-to-one via Skype and Zoom. She's making use of the pandemic lockdown by writing a book on, you guessed it, overcoming fear. And you could reach her at Geraldine at goddessofpublicspeaking.com.au. Here we go. So my question is, sometimes I ask it as number one strategy, but it's just having you share what you use or what you think is effective in helping people with fear and anxiety who want to be more confident.
And it's the big question, isn't it? Yes, yeah, it is. It's a very big question. As I think that we're hardwired to just want to take the pain away, and we want it to be taken as quickly as possible. So a lot of people are just hoping there's a magic solution, a quick fix that they can just go bing, and it's all gone. But it is different for everyone. And there is one thing that I found after many years that seems to be a universal panacea for pretty well everyone. And that is just the simple act of intentionally slowing down. And it sounds deceptively simple. Oh, slow down. So people mostly think that means blah, 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 and they get a bit worried about what does that mean? What does that look like? It's so unnatural and artificial. But the slowing of the speaking pace is just, I think it's just a tiny amount. The slowing down that I'm talking about is much deeper, and it does come from a place of intention. Because you do have to make that conscious decision to go, I need to do it differently. I need to be there and slow down. As soon as you bring that awareness to making a decision that I'm going to slow down, you do. Bingo, it just happens. So when you slow down, it isn't just the speaking pace, it's moving your body more slowly. Making time to, yes, linger longer with the eyes. To pause. To think about what it is you're about to say. Maybe gaze off into the distance for a moment. These things don't really take that long, but they're natural way of communicating anyway. That when we're having an ordinary one-to-one conversation, we're probably not really analysing what people are doing, but it's full of space, generally. And it's exactly the same if you're public speaking, except that public speaking, I think, has a lot of baggage. Oh, I'm about to go into a side issue. Maybe I won't go there. I have a bit of a thing about public speaking needing a PR makeover. We'll leave that for now. Sorry about that. So it's slowing down, so making it intentional and slowing down every aspect. So I believe in staying with the body primarily to sort of anchor yourself so you're out of your head and into your body. And then from that place, from that grounded place, you can become present and you're more conscious of what you're saying because you have time to be aware of it as you're speaking. Is that all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole idea about bringing yourself, not only slowing down, but bringing yourself down into your core, down into your body, down into a sense that I'm here right now, grounded. It
Mhm.
does, even just listening to you, I find myself relaxing and going down into my body and breathing. And I love the sense of the effortlessness that it seems like you're
Yes,
supporting.
yes, yes. That's a good way to describe it. I think speaking can become effortless if you just slow down. There may be other ways of describing it, but to me, that's just like the entrevue into how to get in. And then from there, I find that everything else just opens. And then when we talk about speaking with presence and mindfulness, well, you can only do those things if you're actually there yourself. And the only way you can be there is to slow down. And there's a wonderful technique. Are you familiar with it, called orienting?
No, I'd like to hear about it. Share it if you can.
It's not my technique.
Uh-huh.
It's somebody else's. And there's probably very, very similar ones. A little bit like meditation and orienting. And I teach my clients this, especially to do it at any point in order to start to build a resilience of building up their nervous system for calm, is to allow themselves to settle when they enter a room or a situation or they're about to speak. And it's simply super simple, because I love everything super simple, no frills.
Mhm.
Why would you have anything extra? Uh, is you just plonk yourself down. You could be standing. With your eyes, it's very important with your eyes to actually just move around, move your head, as you look around, and your whole neck, just but very gentle, very slow. And notice what appeals to you, what is of interest to you, what engages you emotionally. So it's not a mental process, it's more a, oh, that's an interesting shadow. Oh, I like the way the light plays. Wow, those beautiful blues. It's almost a little bit of appreciation. So you just stand up, but then the next part is to let it come into your body, let yourself absorb into your body. And how does that feel for you? And it, usually within a few minutes, so if you're really, really revved up, it can take a bit longer. But what just happens is a very natural a sigh, a release of the pent up air that we often have when we're about to prepare to go into battle or whatever it is we think we're about to do as a challenge. But if you just allow yourself to settle, like decompressing,
Mhm. Mhm.
you've arrived. That you're here, but really without any fanfare. You just sort of sink into the water. There.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yes.
kind of fanciful, wasn't it?
Oh, I love it. And the idea that it's not just telling yourself to be present, be present,
Oh,
be present.
exactly. Exactly. That's, I guess that's really something I've learned over the years, is so much of the way we particularly treat anxiety in our society. It's so head-based. All coming from the head. It's all cognitive. It's all try. And if you try really hard and you're really diligent, you write it all down and you list. It just goes on and on. If you're so anxious, there is no mind. The brain freezes, goes to sleep. There's just nothing happening. So you don't remember all these wonderful top 10 tips. You don't remember that terribly sensible thing you were supposed to do because
Mhm.
there's just nobody home. So a really simple thing, which that's why I find with the orienting technique, is to start to retrain yourself into allowing yourself to just relax, stop. Actually, I just digress. I remember reading this great little thing about, I believe it's a Russian habit, a ritual when they leave a place, is they don't just grab their stuff, come on everybody, let's go out the door. They just stop. They just stop with everybody, just sits down, takes a breath. Just sounds like the orienting technique to me. look around, and maybe internally they're sort of saying goodbye, see you later. But it allows the mind to also think, did I get my phone? Where am I going? Why am I going? It's probably barely even conscious, but it's enough to just stop for a moment. And it's just like my slowing down process. Just take a moment to consciously stop. What are you doing? Slow down.
Uh-huh.
When you're ready, you feel that.
And what I notice is that when you do that, when you look, you're not saying, take a breath. You're naturally, your breath comes when you have that sense of being in the moment, appreciating something that you're focused on, and somehow your body goes into that breath, that release of tension. I watched
Yes.
you do that then. It was nice.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for that feedback. It's
Uh-huh.
I've spent years trying to get out of my head and into my body, because I've worked out that certainly for me that works, and I think it works for most people.
Good. Well, I'm
Have you
excited.
found that too?
Well, I think I've never thought about it, the connection. I mean, I know about presence and I know about breathing and I know about embodying, but I think what you've brought, at least to me and hopefully everybody who's listening to you today, is that this idea of, yes, how to do that, how to relax. I mean, just say relax is one thing and that's your message, of course, but then this whole idea of, and you called it orienting?
Yeah, that's the official name for it, I
Uh-huh.
believe. Yeah, it's awaking the tiger technique.
Yeah.
See something? Just a little bit down somewhere. It's just over there. I've temporarily forgotten the guy's name, but he's
Uh-huh. That's
famous.
all right. We can we could Google. Mainly you demonstrated it beautifully. Thank you, Geraldine. Anything else? Any other thing you want to give us?
Yeah, I did have a thought then. It just went. It just went.
Yeah.
Um, oh
Uh-huh.
well, goodbye.
Yeah.
Hmm. Any other thoughts around ideas to help clients manage their anxiety?
Yeah.
Asking.
Mhm.
Um, I spend a bit of time with many clients that speak very quickly. And I don't just mean that's their natural speaking pace, but too quick so that there's no space
Mhm.
for you to have your own experience of being able to even take in what they're saying. Or they're doing it because they just can't wait to get off. So they speak really, really fast so that they can hurry up and finish. And I spend quite a bit of time with people doing reading exercises, just really short little pithy things, but I get them to do it with no words. And because that way, without any words, that can take that pressure off, and they start automatically moving their body.
Mhm.
But what it does is it really hones down the meaning behind the words, which isn't that really what it's all about? Even if you're talking about something dull like a policy announcement, there's going to be something juicy behind that policy announcement that is meaningful. That's why they're announcing it, whatever it might happen to be. So you connect with what the depth or the purpose is yourself, and then you come from that place. So it means that your gestures and your words and your feeling are kind of all in place. And then what I ask people to do is just speak normally, and then I get them to slow it down, and then to slow it down, and slow it down to the point where they feel it's just totally ridiculous. So,
Slow
and I'll
motion, huh?
yeah, and I'll take them,
Uh-huh.
and at the point where they're going, oh no, oh, ridiculous, oh, I just feel so fake. They listen to it, and it is just it is usually the most beautiful, heartfelt, scintillating, draws you in. Could
Mhm.
be anything. And then I find they finally get it, that it's okay to linger longer.
Linger longer. Yeah, the sound that what I just got was that it's more of, instead of being dynamic, it's magnetic, that
Oh,
people are
yes.
drawn into
Yes,
the
yes.
listening.
You're very good at summarizing, Doreen.
Well, I love listening. I love learning. and I really want to make sure I'm taking it in. And I really appreciate, once again, you taking time out of your schedule and out of your writing your book schedule. Can't wait for that one to come out, and make sure and let me know so that I can promote it on to my audience. And so thank you again. It's Geraldine Barkworth, and she's at Geraldine at the Goddess of Public Speaking.
Yeah.
The Goddess of
Yeah,
Public
.com.au.
Yes.
Yeah.
AU means Australia. Wow. We got you all the way from Australia. Thank you.
Have you got many people from many places outside of America?
No, not many. I think there was enough of us here in the United States to,
Yes.
but I thought of you and wanted to include you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Doreen. Good luck with editing and putting it all together and making it beautiful.
Yes.